All right, so we're going to continue on with our partial fractions today. Now, sometimes when we factor the denominator, we might end up with a quadratic, a non-factorable quadratic in the denominator. So when that happens, our procedure changes a little bit. We need to solve a system of equations, and they usually are fairly easy ones, but just so you know, it's a little bit different process than what we did last week. So on number 3, we want to find the partial fraction decomposition of this. So we're going to start out the same way. We're going to factor the denominator. So we're going to take out an x, which leaves us with x squared plus 4. All right, now we cannot factor x squared plus 4 any further using real numbers. So we're going to go ahead and split into our factors. One of them is x. So one of our denominators is x. And the other denominator is x squared plus 4. Okay, now this is where the change is. Since x is a linear term, we can just leave that as a. But since x squared plus 4 is a quadratic factor, that means our numerator needs to be 1 degree less. So our numerator is going to need to be a linear term. So we'll put bx plus c up here. Now we're going to continue on a very similar way. We want to get rid of our denominator, so we're going to multiply everything by x squared plus 4, x squared plus 4, and x squared plus 4. We'll cancel out everything that we can and rewrite what we have left. So we have 3x squared plus 4x plus 4 on the left-hand side. Then we have a x squared plus 4 plus bx plus c times x. Now, because of that bx plus c, we can't let x equal things quite as easily. You still could, but it occasionally gets rather messy doing it that way. So what I'm going to do is distribute and expand the right-hand side of this. So we have ax squared plus 4a plus bx squared plus cx. And then on the right side, I'm going to collect my like terms. So I have ax squared plus bx squared. So that's the same thing as a plus b times x squared, if you think about putting those terms next to each other and then factoring out the x squared. Next, I have a cx, and then I have the 4a. That's the term without. So now I'm going to drop down this left-hand side. And we can take a look at these things and find out some pretty nice information. Notice the coefficient with x squared is 3. And this coefficient is a plus b. So that means that a plus b is equal to 3. Also, the coefficient with x is 4, and the coefficient with x over here is c, which means that c equals 4. And finally, we have a constant of 4. Over here, our constant is 4a, so we know that 4a equals 4. So now we just want to solve for all of these things. We already know that c is 4, which is great. If we divide this one both by 4, we find out that a is 1. And then if we come back up here, plug in 1 for a, we find out that 1 plus b is 3, which makes b equal to 2. Okay, so now we've got all of our pieces, and we are able to write our answer. So looking back up at the top, I can't see mine at the moment. Up there, so we're going to plug in a, b, and c into that. So we get 1 over x plus 2x plus 4 over x squared plus 4. That is our final answer.